Welcome to today's discussion on the latest business news. I'm Sonia.
And I'm Simon. We'll be covering several key stories, starting with Walmart's recent financial developments.
Let's begin with Walmart's situation. The company has received nearly $3 billion in tariff refunds, which has helped soften the impact of slower sales growth.
That's a significant amount. How has Walmart decided to use this refund?
According to the reports, Walmart plans to use some of this money to cut prices for consumers who are strained by inflation.
So the tariff refunds are being passed on to customers. That's a strategic move, especially with inflation being a concern.
Exactly. The reporting also highlights that Walmart's sales growth was impacted by higher gas prices, but the tariff refund provided a much-needed boost.
How big was the impact of higher gas prices on Walmart's sales growth?
The articles indicate that while sales were solid, the growth was slower due to the increased gas prices. However, the $2.9 billion tariff refund helped offset some of these challenges.
That's interesting. The tariff refund seems to be a critical factor in their financials. Have they used similar strategies in the past?
The reporting suggests that Walmart passed on tariff-related costs last year and is now trying to lower prices as their U.S. sales growth hit a 6-year low.
So the current strategy is to use the tariff refunds to mitigate the effects of slower sales growth and high inflation.
That's right. Now let's move on to another story. Alibaba shares were volatile after the company reported a 75% drop in net income for the June quarter.
What was the reason behind this significant drop in net income?
The articles state that Alibaba's increased spending on artificial intelligence and computing infrastructure led to the decline in profit.
That's a substantial investment. Did the AI-related services show any growth?
Actually, yes. The reporting mentions that revenue from AI-related services gained 45% despite the overall drop in net income.
So while the investment in AI is costly, it's also generating revenue. That's a positive sign.
Exactly. The cloud business also saw growth due to strong AI demand.
How does this AI investment align with Alibaba's overall strategy?
The articles suggest that Alibaba is ramping up its spending on AI and infrastructure while facing a slowdown in its core online retail business.
That makes sense. Investing in AI could be a long-term growth strategy. Now, let's discuss another story. Samsung is considering a $72 billion shareholder return plan.
Wow, that's a massive amount. What are the details of this plan?
The reporting indicates that Samsung plans to use 50% of its free cash flow for shareholder returns, mainly through cash dividends.
That's a significant commitment to shareholders. What triggered this decision?
The articles mention that Samsung's decision follows record profits driven by an AI chip supercycle.
So the plan is linked to their financial performance. Have they made any similar announcements recently?
The reporting notes that rival SK Hynix unveiled a $29 billion stock repurchase program around the same time.
That puts things into perspective. Samsung's plan is more than twice the size of SK Hynix's program.
Yes, it shows Samsung's commitment to returning value to shareholders. Now, let's move to another story. The Indian rupee strengthened against the US dollar.
What was behind this strengthening of the rupee? The articles attribute it to the weakness in the US dollar, which fell to its lowest level since late May after the US Treasury announced plans to double its buyback operations.
So the rupee's strength is more a reflection of the dollar's weakness rather than any significant change in India's economic fundamentals.
That's correct. The dollar index's decline supported the rupee's gain.
How did the Forex traders react to this news?
The reporting suggests that traders saw the dollar's weakness as a positive factor for the rupee.
That makes sense. Now, let's discuss the last story. Bitcoin and crypto shares surged after Trump urged Congress to pass the Clarity Act.
What is the Clarity Act, and why is it significant for the crypto market? The Clarity Act is legislation aimed at establishing clear rules for the digital asset sector. Trump's support for it likely provided a positive signal to the market.
That's interesting. Are there any opposing views on this bill?
The reporting mentions that some lawmakers oppose supporting the bill without language that would bar politicians from profiting from crypto ventures.
So there's some controversy around the bill. How did the market react to Trump's push for the Clarity Act?
The articles state that cryptocurrency and blockchain-related stocks surged in pre-market trading following Trump's announcement.
That's a clear indication of the market's positive response to the potential for clearer regulations.
Exactly. It shows that regulatory clarity can have a significant impact on the crypto market.
Well, that's all for today's discussion. Thanks for joining me, Sonia.
Thanks, Simon. It's been a pleasure discussing these stories with you. I think we've covered a lot of ground today.
We certainly have. Until next time, goodbye.
Goodbye.